Hello and welcome to UPSC Fever, India's number one site. So today we are going to continue with the economic survey section, and this will be chapter number 6, which is volume 2. Right, so volume 2 covers many topics like electricity, public finance, Mudra Yojana, petroleum sector, road sector and the service sector. Starting with the electricity sector, the Ujjwal Discom Assurance Yojana, under which the state shall take over 75% of the outstanding debts of distribution companies, also known as DISCOMs, and reduce the AT&C losses to 15%. The increased supply of domestic coal shall be a substitute for the costlier imported coal, and states shall take over further losses or future losses of DISCOMs in a phased manner. Banks shall not advance short-term loans to DISCOMs to finance their losses. So under the Uday scheme, we are trying to take over the debts of the DISCOMs, which are the electricity distribution companies, and turn them over into profit-making companies. And a pathway has been specified in the economic survey. The next important scheme is the Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Gram Jyoti Yojana. Under this, all unmetered electricity connections shall be metered. There will be a supply of electricity to all villages. Agricultural feeders shall be separated from non-agricultural feeders and ensure sufficient supply to both. And also improvement of sub-transmission and distribution network for electricity in villages has been made under this scheme. Finally, the open access policy has been started, under which any consumer who requires 1 megawatt electricity and above can procure this directly from the electricity market, and this shall create a one country, one market for the electricity sector. A note about the electricity generation: 830 billion units of power are generated every year, out of which 700 billion units are from the thermal sector, 102 billion units from the hydroelectric sector, and just 27 billion units from the nuclear sector. The contribution of renewable energy is very low. A report on the public finances of India: gross tax revenue, that is revenue from all the taxes, is 54% of direct taxes and 46% from indirect taxes. So direct taxes are corporate tax, income tax, and indirect taxes are sales tax, etc., or service tax. So the contribution of direct taxes is more. And as per the decreasing order of tax revenue, highest comes from corporate tax, then from income tax, then excise duty, service tax, and finally customs duty. In India, the non-plan expenditure was higher than plan expenditure. Non-plan expenditure is composed of interest payments, subsidies, defense payments, pensions, and non-plan grants to the states. And the plan expenditure is the expenditure for implementing the 5-year plans of the central government and the state governments. A large amount of subsidies were granted, and the subsidy burden of the food sector was the largest due to implementation of the Food Security Act. Next is the subsidy of the fertilizer sector, and finally, due to deregulation of petrol and diesel prices, fuel subsidy was the least. 48% of the GDP goes into interest payments, out of which 46% is to the internal debt and 1.5% is to the external debt. So the GDP to debt ratio is very high. In banks, time deposits, which are the fixed deposits and the recurring deposits, are more in value than the demand deposits, which are the savings and current account deposits. Insurance penetration in India, which is calculated as premium volume to GDP, is currently 3.3% as of 2014, and the insurance density, which is the per capita insurance, was $55 in 2014, The global levels are 3.4% is for insurance penetration and $368 for insurance density. So as compared to the global levels, India's insurance density is very low. Next, the world organizations and important reports published by this world organization. The World Bank publishes the following reports every year: Global Economic Prospects, Doing Business Rankings, World Development Report, and Ease of Doing Business Report. The International Monetary Fund publishes the following reports: World Economic Outlook Report, that's it. The World Economic Forum publishes the Global Competitiveness Index, and finally the International Labour Organization publishes the Global Employment and Social Outlook Report. The UNDP, the United Nations Development Programme, publishes the Human Development Report, and the United Nations Environment Programme publishes the Global Environment Outlook Report. So that was it about the public finance. Next is the MSME sector. Mudra Yojana, which stands for Micro Units Development Refinance Agency. Under this, a refinancer for last mile lenders was envisioned, and it seeks to refinance products having a loan requirement up to rupees 10 lakh and also support to microfinance units by way of refinance. All loans are divided into three categories on the basis of the amount: Shishu loan, which is loans less than 50,000, Kishore loans 50,000 to 5 lakh, and Tarun loans, which are 5 lakh to rupees 10 lakh. Currently in India, 3 crore MSME units are there, which employ more than 8 crore people and contribute 37% to India's GDP. The top trade of India occurs in petroleum products, gems and jewellery, textile, chemicals, agriculture and allied products. So these are the top export items of India, and the top import items of India are petroleum, crude oil, chemicals, gold and electronic and machinery. Amongst the countries, Asia has the highest share of India's exports and followed by Europe and USA. And the top three export destinations are USA, United Arab Emirates, and Hong Kong. The top import destinations are China, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and US. FDI inflows into India are maximum from Singapore and Mauritius, but this is mainly due to the double taxation avoidance agreement signed with India. The top states that attract FDI are Delhi, Maharashtra, and Karnataka, but in 2016, state Maharashtra is the number one attractive destination for foreign investors. Regarding the petroleum sector, the transport sector, and the services sector, we shall continue in the next video. So we have completed the first part of this volume, and if you are confident enough, you can attempt a few of these chapter review questions and move ahead to the next video, which is on volume 2 part 2. Thank you.